Okay, welcome to another video that Denise and I are making while we're walking. She doesn't know what the subject is, but I was talking with my friend Mark about this earlier in the week, and I wanted to make a video. I've talked to a number of people. I even talked to Dr. Tuttle. He's on our nonprofit YouTube channel about this concept. And this concept kind of is similar to the plant-based movement or veganism in that it's counterculture. But this video is totally about Tesla and Elon Musk, specifically about Tesla. And I just wanted to get this out there, Denise. I don't know, I think you've heard this before, but still, in 2022, so many people have never heard of this. I've known this since before I even owned a Tesla and ordered one in 2016. The company is doing everything differently, which is amazing because the automotive industry is basically a boys club, I'd say, you know? The entire industry, from the dealer network to the dealer service, the sales practices they use, the service centers, which are their profit centers, right? That are all owned by individuals and dealer networks, not usually by the companies. And then their advertising and the automotive review journals. The whole thing is one giant club. And what I wanted to get out there is just that, like, if you ever think that no one person can do something to change the world, that's what Tesla and Elon Musk have done. They've totally taken this boys club, this traditional club, and totally shifted the paradigm and actually done well, so well that they are now, when I'm recording this, the largest automaker in the world by a long shot. Nobody else is even close. Like, I think it used to be Toyota, and Toyota is now back in the number 2 position, way ahead of everybody else. Volkswagen, Daimler, GM, Ford, they're all way in the distance now. But keep listening, because you may not realize the techniques that they've used. I mean, yes, they obviously have good products, right?
Yes.
You know, I mean, they have good products. You're not gonna be able to sell cars. Well, you're not gonna be able to sell more cars than anybody else without some good products, right? Yeah. Now, how'd they do it? I mean, we all know, if you've ever been to a car dealer, the ridiculous sales taxes that they use in these car dealerships, talking to the manager, making you wait forever, the financing department, and everything else, right?
Hijacking your registration in keys, so you can't even go home if you want to.
That's right. So Tesla doesn't do any of that. They're all corporate owned. I did mine completely online. They've never had an independently owned dealer. They're usually in shopping malls because they're all electric cars. You can start up them anywhere without producing carbon monoxide to kill people, like other companies as well. So they took that advantage and they decided, we're just going to own everything. So there's no middleman, right? And usually with a middleman or middle person, you have to charge more because you've got a whole other layer of management and stuff that has to get paid, right? So you're gonna have to charge more. You're not gonna be able to do things as efficiently. And of course, that leaves things to them and trusting these middle people that they're gonna do it right. And as we know, anybody who's bought cars, you know they don't do it right, right? I mean, if you've had a good experience at a dealership, an independently owned car dealer, that's unusual. The typical thing is that they will just screw you over, basically, and just try to take advantage of you. So it's kind of sad. But all of that is taken out of the equation with Tesla, because they have never had any independently owned dealers. And there's been a problem with that, actually, because there are some strong dealer lobbies in certain states like Michigan and Texas and others that have still, to this day, blocked Tesla from even being able to deliver cars. Yeah. So they have to, there's workarounds. They can, you can send your payment in on your own, and then you can drive to a neutral location and just happen to pick up a car that's sitting there on its own, okay? And that's what they've had to do in these states.
I thought people had to cross state lines.
Or do that, yeah. Or they can go to a Tesla shop, or whatever you call it, showroom, or whatever they call them, store, and get it there.
Or they have other Tesla owners volunteer to deliver them.
Yeah, I think that they've done that too. Okay, that's another way. But just know that the entire system is against them. Just like on a lot of other subjects in life, you can do something with the entire system's against you and you can still succeed. Another part of this is the service experience. The service experience also is one of the big profit centers. They try to mark you up and sell you all the stuff that you don't need. And actually, it's kind of weird because Tesla over time used to say, well, you need to change this fluid once a year and that fluid once a year. And actually now there's no service requirements for Tesla. They don't want your extra money just to get your money. They have so much demand. They're having a hard enough time just keeping up with servicing the vehicles that actually have needed repairs. So they don't want to do anything that you don't need to do, and they're motivated, to do that.
I have a friend who is at the time I met him, he worked for a Toyota dealership, and he said they made more money on service than they did on selling you a car.
Yeah, and of course these are all independently owned places, so they all have their own, lining their own pockets as their top priority, right? They're not looking out for corporate. In fact, they probably view corporate as the enemy. That's what I actually helped to run one of my relatives' 7-Eleven stores owned by the Southland Corporation, and they were like, they viewed the corporate entity that oversaw everything as the enemy, and they're trying to take the corporate company trying to take away our profits and everything else, and that's what happens a lot of times. There's that dynamic, which is gone with Tesla. So that's interesting. They've been very, very successful. Again, they're the top auto manufacturer in the world by market cap if you add up all the outstanding stock. Another thing is advertising, okay? Let's get into the automotive journals. I used to read them all the time. I'm 52 now, so I grew up in the 70s and 80s, used to read them all the time. They're still out there. A lot of these are YouTubers now. Now, there is a yin and yang dynamic with this, because let me just say, one of the early things that Tesla did that they don't do now is they had the referral program. Denise knows I got free power walls, I got free rims, we got to go to the Model Y unveiling, like all this stuff. We're gonna walk over here. Like there were just like different things that they would give to you for free. And if you kept going with this, meaning you kept getting people to use your referral code to buy a new car, a new Tesla, then you could win new cars. Okay, now one of the things that you could win was a Roadster. Roadsters are, the old Roadsters was 100,000, okay? But the old Roadsters, and they're collector's items now because they're hardly anything built. But the new ones, which have been unveiled, we saw it at the Model Y event. They had the model there, but they haven't been produced, start at $250,000. Some people have won multiple Roadsters because of that. Now the program's gone now, okay? Tesla had a lot of stuff for early adopters and they phased them out, that's one of them. So you got on one end, the Tesla tubers, and I'm maybe considered one, but I'm not, because I did not win a Tesla Roadster, and I'm not still waiting for its delivery. But there are a lot of people that have won multiple Roadsters and are waiting for their delivery. So do you think they're ever going to say anything bad about Tesla?
Not until they get their Roadster.
Yeah, and do you think that they're going to do nothing but praise how amazing Tesla is all the time? Yes, okay. Well, yes, I think so.
Say anything bad.
Okay, well, at least that, yeah. So, but then there's the other end of the spectrum, which is the automotive journals. Now, if you don't know how they work, basically they have all auto companies really, except Tesla, have press departments. Tesla eliminated theirs a couple years ago. They don't even talk to the press anymore. They give out free test cars to all these journals. And so the journals, they get a supply of test cars to test, and people like to watch their videos or read their publications and see what's new. So of course, do you think they're really going to say anything terrible about any of these cars that they get?
Is Jalopnik in print like Car and Driver?
Yeah, Jalopnik's the same way. They're one of the worst Tesla bashers, because they know they're not getting one red cent from Tesla, not only because Tesla's never given them a car to test, all right, but Tesla's also doesn't advertise. That's the other thing. You got to think about this. They have no paid advertising, no ads, no traditional ads. They've never paid anyone to advertise for them. So which means that the other part of the equation with the automotive journals is not only are all the manufacturers except Tesla giving them cars to test, they're also giving them all their money, like huge sums of money, through the television ads, print ads, magazine ads, YouTube video ads, all this stuff, right? And so there's that cycle there. You don't want to bite the hand that feeds you. So do you think that these automotive journal people are always like cheerleaders? They're like, oh, this is so great. This is so great. The car sucks. Okay. And some of them have actually even taken, I have seen this even recently, to pigeonholing Tesla about anything they could find wrong, anything about their cars, because that makes them look better to the other car manufacturers, right? The other car manufacturers are paying their salary. You got to consider this. Consider the source, right? They are going to be completely biased. And if you didn't know any of this, and your friends probably don't know any of this, please share this video with them, because this is all true. And it's a good story as to how you can beat the system, basically. Somebody can go out there and beat the system, and Tesla has. And if you know anything about the way the legacy auto manufacturers are right now, they're all panicking. I have a feeling that there's gonna be a lot of them that don't survive. I've made videos about this for years now. And I didn't know that Tesla would survive the way they have. I mean, when I made videos about this years ago, right, Tesla was struggling to survive and avoid bankruptcy themselves. And that was before they, went up like 10, well, actually it was more than that. It was 1,000% in 1 year, the value of their stock, and they're still up there. They're kind of wallowing back and forth, but, I mean, that's just where they are. So when you add all this together, you got to, it's amazing that any automotive journal can say anything decent about Tesla. The only reason they ever would is if they can't ignore them because their products are so damn good. And they are, right? I mean, they're not perfect, but that's what Tesla put the money into engineering, not into the fake marketing, the fake reviews, right? The fake press relations and all this stuff. It's all fake. It's not, none of it's real. It's all just a positive feedback loop for these people, or a downward spiral, depending upon the way you look at it. It's all bad. It's bad for the consumer. The only publication that's different, and I think you know this, Denise, right? It's Consumer Reports. They go out and they source and buy and pay for their own cars on their own. So they got a Tesla just like they got anybody else's vehicle. Yeah. Although they've kind of been biased against Tesla too, but at least they have sourced it in with an arm's length transaction,
It's
like
hard for Consumer Reports to compare electric cars to gasoline cars because they can't rate things like the life of the transmission.
Yeah, or anything. Actually, there's been no real long-term testing on electric vehicles, I'd say, in general, except for like us. And there's a few other ones that are high mileage. Like I've got a high mileage club on Facebook. Go down below in the links to find that and join it. I've got like 212,000 miles on my car, right? I've driven all of it, and we're still in the original battery pack and original motors. You've got less than that on your car now, and yours is making some noises in the driveline, even on the Lexus, right? I mean, if it's well-engineered, a well-engineered electric car should last multiple times longer than the best, because Lexus is probably the best engineered internal combustion based systems. Anyway, that's it. And so let us know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to like the video, and maybe we'll do a follow-up at one point. But basically, please be sure to share this with others, because the automotive journal's not going to share this. They're just going to be out there seeming like they have the time of their lives, and every car is the greatest vehicle they've ever driven. And now you know their secret. Bye. I also forgot to add, and I'm not going to go into it in detail, that Tesla has no union employees. So the union is out to get Tesla and throw them under the bus on everything too. So even if it looks like it's something else, it may be the union, or the union may be doubling down and partnering up with all the dealer networks and all of the automotive journals. If you think about it, why wouldn't they? Join forces. That's it.